It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Chargers coming up next.
It was only opened in 2020, but quickly became one of the league's most recognizable venues. You're looking at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Here to begin this one is Cameron Dicker. And off we go from SoFi. Kickoff taken at the 3. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
It didn't take long for C.J. Stroud to make an immediate impact into the NFL, and it didn't take long for me, Kate, to form an opinion. This guy's just different. He just processes the game quicker. Remember talking to Ryan Day on the practice field in Columbus, watching him in college, and he just alluded to that as well. It's the anticipation. It is knowing where everybody is and getting that ball out before any receiver will even break on a route. CJ was unique in that way, and that skill set has been a big part of his success.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. On the ground again with Mixon. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Shotgun now for Stroud. Makes the grab in bounds left side. They get 27 on the play. And it sets up a Houston first.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Running back, motioning right. That's a catch for Nico Collins. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Mixon on the toss. And he's stopped out at the 16 after a small gain. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field, it is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Well, that's when you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this fourth down. It's a 33-yard look from the right hash. Everly's kick is good. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give him the lead.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So now out comes the Charger offense for their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by someone known for putting up numbers since he entered the league back in 2020, the Oregon product, Justin Herbert.
True story. First time I saw Justin Herbert at a Pac-12 Media Days, I thought, that can't be Justin Herbert. That guy looks like a defensive lineman. He is massive. But then you watch him play and you realize he's one of those 6'5", 6'6" guys that's the athlete of a 6'2". The way that he moves so effortlessly, the way that rocket arm could throw the ball all over the field, and hyper productive statistically, kind of like that Fouts guy that wore the lightning bolt before him. On any given Sunday, this guy can put on a show.
They're set up at the 35 now. First run of the game for J.K. Dobbins. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. That stop coming from Henry To'o. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Running it again with Dobbins. And he's got a modest gain up to the 41-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
He's got a man left. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. So no return on that punt. And the Texans' drive is going to start from deep in their own territory. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Stroud. Collins there to grab it. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Stopped by Deion Henley. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. From the 17. Schultz with the catch. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it sets up a Houston 1st.
Wow, certainly found the weak spot in the coverage with that catch. Really goes to show they trust every single player, receiver, running back, in that case tight end, to be a playmaker in this offense.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Stroud throwing here on 1st. To the sideline, Collins brings it in. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Well, that one came with a high degree of difficulty. He had to balance, focusing on the catch, keeping those feet in bounds.
Second down now, 7 to go. Going right side, mixing with it. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First down, Stroud finds him over the middle. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through one quarter. Just 3-0 is our score. We're back to SoFi right after this. Welcome back. We'll begin the second quarter with the Texans in possession. They'll have second down as they look to continue this good drive. Stroud off the play fake. That's caught at the 4. Touchdown, Houston. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Texans make it a 10-point ball game.
Chargers, nothing.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Darius Davis to return it. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Chargers getting their offense set for their second drive. They now trail by double digits after that last score, Brock. It's 10-0 partway through here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the pistol, it's Herbert. Chased out to his right.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. That's completed right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. That throw finds Johnston. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Jalen Petrie there on the stop.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 33-yard line.
2nd and 6 coming up here. To throw, Herbert. Short pass brought in. And they touch him down. Looks to be about 4 yards short of the sticks.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
The Texans bringing out an extra DB. 3rd down coming up. Herbert throwing again. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing fourth down.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
So on fourth down, on comes Cameron Dicker and the Chargers for a field goal try. This is a 48-yard look for him. Brown's kick is up and good. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
I know. Sometimes we take kickers for granted, but I'll tell you what, you can't hit that any better. Never even flirted with an upright. That was right down the middle.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Dameon Pierce now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Texans and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And after watching their passing attack take them the length of the field last drive, Brock, I expect we're probably going to see a heavy dose of the aerial attack again here. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Into the hands of Schultz. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Complete to Diggs out left. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Christian Fulton the one to bring him down. Eight yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. From the gun, Stroud. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Another look for him, Brock, and hey, why not with the way he's playing so far? But this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that time. And my hunch is they'll look for that receiver again today.
That's caught for the first. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Finding Collins. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. We're at the 2-minute warning now from SoFi. The Texans working here. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Looking to throw, Stroud. This is complete to Schultz. And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Shotgun now for Stroud. Catch is made in close. And in for the Houston touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans double their lead to 14.
Chargers 3.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. Out comes the offense now for the Chargers. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Throwing on first is Herbert. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So it's second down coming up.
Timing is everything in life. And timing is everything defensively. That throw was just a little bit late and gave the defense time to close, deliver a pop, and knock that ball loose.
Herbert now, blitz coming. Has him on the quick hitter. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Look at Jimmy Ward getting up there to make that stop.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Chargers hurrying to the line as the seconds tick away. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on third down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. Fourth down coming up.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. He has it at the 22. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Texans and Stephon Diggs getting set for this next offensive possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Second down now, 7 to go. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Trying to find Stephon Diggs. And now it's third down.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
Throwing on third down, Stroud. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. One of the rare instances there, Brock, where the quick slant doesn't win against zone coverage. You just couldn't hang on to the football.
No, we know this, Kate. In man coverage, it's about that separation, right?
Yeah.
You've got to win and create leverage versus zone. It's all about that anticipation and accuracy. And if you're not on point, that zone defender can break it up.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And the Chargers take possession. Out comes the Charger offense late in this first half. They could use something to trim that deficit, and enough time left to maybe get this near field goal range. This is reeled in by Joshua Palmer. And he'll be brought brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. First and 10, here's Herbert. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll get this through midfield and starts pushing into Texans territory. Second and 6 coming up here. Herbert from the gun. He throws a bullet deep to... That one's caught at the 10-yard line! To the house! Touchdown, LA! The Chargers make it a one-score game before halftime. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Now it's Cameron Dicker on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chargers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's a return from the 7. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Texans headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. Diggs there to bring it in. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 34. Pass taken in by Diggs. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Final timeout called by the Texans. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. To the air, Stroud. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when he saw the field. It's going to be second down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had two choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Stroud to throw again on second. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up third down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback have a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket. But then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Looking to throw. A massive shot towards the end zone. And he drops it in the end zone. The look was there on third down. Instead, it's incomplete. So that's halftime for us here. It's a 7-point game after our first two quarters. Now we'll jump from the West Coast to the East Coast, down to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman standing by with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Davis. He stopped on the return at the 27. Los Angeles getting its offense set to go to begin the third. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Herbert back to throw. Short pass caught by his tight end. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Finds him over the middle. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Oh, and they're going to have the fullback try and power for it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Yeah, I know you can read your partner right now, Kate. You know I'm smiling because that was a callback to the early days of football when fullbacks, not running backs, they were the one that led the ground game. He didn't stop at a yard or two, He ripped off a nice chunk for them right there.
1st and 10, Herbert. That throw finds Johnston. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Chargers will have a first. New set of downs for him from the 46. A give to Dobbins to start the third. And that's good for a gain of 5. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. It's caught. This is Ladd McConkey. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And now it's 2nd down.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
Second and 10, Herbert trying again. Short pass brought in. And looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Jalen Petrie there on the stop.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
And the Texans go in nickel coverage, 3rd down. Now Herbert again. On the move, headed right. They'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And he has the Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers to the lead coming out of halftime. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
Dicker on now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chargers make it 17-all. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this, couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
2nd and 6 now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the 1st down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
The Chargers into a nickel set, 3rd down. Shotgun now, 1st round. Has his man, it's Mixon.
Awareness. Kate, you hear me and so many others talk about it a lot with quarterbacks, but it's critical for every unit on a football field. And for the defense right there, to have an awareness of knowing where the marker was and to make sure that completion wasn't going to move the chains.
Hunter on now, and he gets into this one. And now he's going to call for the fair catch and take it just beyond the 30. The Chargers and Quentin Johnson returning to the field. New series coming up following the punt. And it'll be their football. They've got 1st down from the 31. Back to throw, here's Herbert. To his back, J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
They run the counter with Dobbins. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Christian Harris on the stop. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
From the pistol, it's Herbert. He's got it to him yet again. That is cut. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. We're still tied through 3 here. Neither defense has given an inch in this one. This game's still tied after 3, so we're going to decide things here in the 4th quarter. New set of downs for him from the 46. Herbert on first down. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They gain 14 on the play. And it brings up an LA first down.
Well, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Throwing now from the gun. Throwing deep towards the end zone. It brings it in one-handed. Wow! They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Could take the lead with a field goal, Brock, but thinking touchdown here as they get set up first and goal. From the red zone now. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Picked off by Darren Stingley Jr.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw, but you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
Out now come the Texans on offense. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Stroud throwing here on first. Catch is made down the right sideline. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First down, Stroud. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. Thinking interception to be had, and incompletion is still pretty good for the defense.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. From the gun, Stroud. Pass caught by Tank Dell. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Chargers territory. Third and 4 coming up now. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up fourth down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
On is the punt team, and away goes the punt. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The Chargers and Joshua Palmer set to go to work again. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Beginning on the ground here with Dobbins. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Again, they'll run with Dobbins. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Pickup of 2 here. And the Chargers will have a first.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Throwing on first is Herbert. That's complete to Dobbins. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. It sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now an inside handoff to Dobbins. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First and 10. Here's Herbert. Finds him over the middle. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
It's the 2-minute warning here in LA. Chargers pushing to get within range for a game winner. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Herbert. He finds McConkey. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That's the game of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Chargers hurrying to the line as the seconds tick away. To throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the 1st down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Setting up to pass. Johnston brings it in. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Straight ahead, here's Dobbins. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down. Timeout taken by the defense, their 2nd. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. They'll come up 1st and 10. Out of the option, he's going to keep it going right. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. Final timeout called by the Texans. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. A give to Dobbins out of the shotgun. And he's able to get this down to the edge of the red zone. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Going for the first with Dobbins. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 4th and 1.
A big try coming up here for Cameron Dicker. He hit his first one. His second one's coming from inside of 40. That one is good! And the 3rd time he puts it through will be the charm. They won it! So the Chargers come away with a win in this one. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Chargers as we say goodbye from Los Angeles.